Hello and welcome again to another edition of The World Around. This episode is brought to you by our affiliates at BBC. I am your host, Roger Stone. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, we will be analyzing the conflict that is currently unfolding in the West African country of Angola. Shortly after gaining their independence from Portugal in the 1970s, a civil war erupted between three factions, all fighting for the liberation of and for the people of Angola: the MPLA, the FNLA, and UNITA. There was an estimated one-third of the country's interior population displaced as a result of this war. UNITA is currently the second largest political party in Angola, while the MPLA holds the majority of the government's power. The FNLA today only holds one seat in the National Assembly. In August of 2002, leaders of UNITA, after losing their president and vice president a few months before, announced that they were officially demobilizing their troops. But what had seemed to be the finality of UNITA's armed forces putting down their arms was only a temporary guise of peace and pacifism. Now, UNITA is taking aggressive measures once again to assert their dominance and overthrow the once socialist party, the MPLA, that now has a firm footing in the republic. As a result of the return of this more than half a century-old war, we are seeing more nations and international groups in Angola working to resolve the issue as peacefully as possible. One group to be noted would be the International Tactical Combat Force named Outer Heaven. This small group of highly skilled operators is said to be working in Angola to ensure the prosperity of Angolan people. While the exact reason for their presence in this African state is not clearly defined, one of our reporters in the country was able to pick up this broadcast.
This is a message to the exploited countrymen forced to serve as pawns in a game that only results in death, destruction, and displacement. This is a message to the weak, for the ones without the means. We are here to fight the men in power in your country, whose sole motivation is control and greed. We will not stand by as your blood soaks in the sand, only to dry and blow away in the wind.
In addition to this somewhat obscure tactical operations unit, Russian naval forces have also been observed in the area off the west coast of Angola. At this time, there has been no reports of active Russian forces mobilizing inside the country. Our correspondents in Russia were not available for comment at this time. While it is peculiar that the Russians are appearing at the same time of the resurfacing of militant UNITA, there may be a possibility of some residual alliance between the former socialist MPLA party and the bygone Soviet Union, given their history together in the 1970s. While the story continues to develop, we will keep a close eye on the situation unfolding in Angola, and we will update you on any news that comes out of that region. Thank you for listening. This is The World Around.